Viewers and subscribers, welcome back to the channel. You don't know it's a boy SAE. Bless upon yourself and thank you all for tuning in. Some people, the CPL is winding down, and it's time for us to start focusing on the West Indies duty. We have right after the CPL, we have a series against Nepal, I think a T20 series or something like that. So we're gonna here to really zoom in on the potential T20 squad that Sammy might name. You understand? And I personally I don't think much changes will happen in the squad. To be honest, because this year's CPL hasn't really showcased any of the West Indies talent or any of them really stand out. You understand? When I talk about young and upcoming talent, we haven't seen any. You understand? So we have to stick with the core that we have. So, I might throw in a one or two youngsters that I think can get a little, experience in terms of traveling with the team and, um, seeing light. You understand? Getting the experience of seeing West Indies play against other in the dressing room with the elder guys and just, talk with each other and learn from each other. But my people, remember, if it's the first time on the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell. All right. So, as I said, we have about 15 players here and a couple reserve guys that I think I would name to the squad. You understand? And I'm sure a lot of you guys already know them. So we're not gonna waste any time, guys, right? Brandon King most definitely will be the main opener for the West Indies, and I would say he have a good score in the CPL. Not the best, but he's in the top ten or top 15 batters in the tournament. You understand? He scored 90 at one night one last couple nights ago. Just a pity he couldn't get the 100, but he batted too slow in the back end. That's the reason why he didn't get the 100. But Brendan King, Evan Lewis now. Haven't heard much about Evan Lewis in this year's CPL, my people. That's the reason why I'm skeptical about him. But we know he's gonna be a part of the squad without him even scoring a lot of runs. We have Andre Fletcher there as well, but I don't know if Darren Samuel will look his way or Johnson Charles. Who knows? So, but I'm going with Evan Lewis. Number three, Shy Hope. He has been the standout batter for West Indies this year in the CPL. And matter of fact, in West Indies cricket as well, I think he has been doing well, as a batter, and he's proven that in the CPL that he's still one of the best batter in the region. I think he is the leading runs getter in the tournament so far from a West Indies point of view. Shimron Hetmeyer, most definitely Shimron Hetmeyer will be a part of the squad once he's fit and not injured. So I expect Hetmeyer to be there. He scored 68 last night, I think, versus the Barbados Royals, so he is in good touch. Sheffield Rutherford, hasn't really stand out that much, but he have a couple good score guys, couple cameos, we're not gonna say good score, but cameos guys, the 30s, and he might, I think, hit a 50 or something like that. But couple cameos guys he have, so I expect Sheffield back into the team. Ravman Powell has been one of the best batters as well. He has been trying his best with the Barbados Royals, but no support from the remaining players. So he'd have to just settle for what he's getting. Poor showing from his team this time in the CPL, but nevertheless he performed well with the bat. He will be a part of the team. Eight, Akil Hussein. Akil Hussein have been bowling, pretty decent. Picking up wicket, so expect him to be a part of the squad because he's our main spinner. Number nine now, Jason Holler, he's a revolution this year in the CPL, with the wicket and also with the runs, he has been leading the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots and he's been performing well as a captain, but there is too much pressure on him, the guys have left everything to him, and depending on him all the time, so the team is always struggling. You understand? And as a team, everybody have to come together and play. You can't leave everything on just one player. I'm sure Jason Ola will be thinking that, hey, if I had a better team, if I had support, the Patriots would have performed fairly better in this year's tournament. But nevertheless, I think he will return to the West Indies T20 team. as well as the remaining teams. He performed pretty well, so I'm sure. As I said, this is simply the core of West Indies T20 team that I think will name. You understand? As you come on to youngsters, guys, I think I'll talk a little bit later on in the video about the youngsters that I think could get a look in. You understand? So Jason Ola at number 9, Maten Alzari Joseph, he's our main bowler, but hasn't really performed well recently in terms of his wickets have dried up. He's been traveling for runs, but we know it is how cricket operates. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. You're not going to always be on top. But he will be one of West Indies senior bowler, or one should I say strike bowler. You understand? Gudakish Moti, number 12, the next spinner. He will be another addition to the squad. He also with the bat as well. So, he have to be given credit. He has grown into a player of status in terms of the West Indies, scoring at the 50 there and 30. Somebody you can kind of rely on, in the lower order to give you a quick look at 30 runs, a quick look at 50 runs. Jaden's Gudakish Moti is that type of player. So I expect him to be a part of the squad. Number 13 now, Jaden Seals. Yes, my people, I think Jaden Seals should make his return to the West Indies T20 setup. This man has been brilliant this season with the ball for the Falcon. I think he has been picking up wicket regularly. Last time I checked, he back 4 for 15. You understand? So he is somebody that you have to mention in the squad whenever you're naming a T20 squad to face Nepal. And I think, this would be a good experience for him. People are kind of labeling him as just a test and maybe ODI bowler, but I think he's an all format bowler. He just needs the opportunity. He hasn't really get much at the T20 level, but I think he just needs the opportunity to really showcase his talent. Number 14. So now we're going to Roman Simmons. I think this young left armer from Barbados, he performed pretty well in the ongoing CPL. So we have to give him an opportunity with the ball as a left hander. Sammy always spoke about wanting a left hander. We have Jadea Blades as well, but I think Roman Simmons might nip him a little bit now and get a call up instead, because Jadea Blades hasn't really get much game in the CPL. Right? So but it's up between the two of them. And we also have Obed Mackay. Don't get it twisted, guys. So there's 3 left arm spinners, left arm fast bowler that you need to think of. Amir, Jadiah Blade, um, Jadiah Blade, sorry about that. Jadiah Blade, Roman Simmons, and Obed Mackay. Who are you going to choose? I think they're gonna go with Roman Simmons. Number 15, guys, we're gonna have Shamar Joseph. Hasn't really done much, this time around with the ball for the bat for the Guyana Amazon Warriors. Haven't really get much game, to be honest. But I think they're gonna stick with him because they valued him a lot in the West Indies team. So he holds that number 15 spot. But let's go down to the reserve now, guys. I think Casey Carty might make the reserve team. He's a batter who can bat in the middle order. Because sometimes this West Indies middle order collapse, so you need somebody like a Casey Carty, Rastan Chase, and those guys to hold it for. So he might be in the squad, but I have him as a reserve for now. Now goes down to the Joel Andrew and Amir Django. These two, I think, will be battling for the wicket keeping job of the West Indies T20 team, because Shea Hope alone is not. You're not gonna want to keep the Shea Hope alone as a wicket keeper. So one of these two have to be named in the squad. You understand? They might be 16-man squad, but either Joel Andrew or Amir Django will be named in the squad. So any one of them guys, because as I said, Django has been performing well in the CPL the last couple of games that he got. He really hold the fort down for the Falcon, and I thought he should have been playing early on, but he didn't operate. Country, players who are not born in the country will get lesser opportunities, and the youngsters, will get opportunity. But that's my potential squad for now. Let's recap it now, my people. We have Brandon King, Evan Lewis, Shai Hope, Shimran Hetmeyer, Sherfan Rutherford, Rovman Powell, Rustan Chase, Akil Hussein, Jason Oler, Romaro Shepard, Alzari Joseph, Gudakish Moti, Jaden Seals, Roman Simmons, Shamar Joseph, and now to go down to the reserve, we have Casey Carty, Joel Andrew, and Amir Django. Leave yours in the comment section. Big up.